I am. I just hit record. Oh, it's Jen. Hi, Jen. Okay. I literally had a note down here that I was going to record this and I forgot to. So from here on out, sorry everybody who's watching this, in the future. But this is what it looks like when it comes through to somebody's email. So it actually looks like your home report has been updated. It has their address. A lot of people click on this email. I think my statistics are typically between 80 and 90% actually open up this email. Now from here, this is what it looks like. So you would be branded right here. So I signed up directly with an LO, so it's a little bit different, but you would actually be branded as the real estate agent. It would be coming from you, right? So if it was, let's say Jen's Homebot, Jen would be here, her picture would be here. And then for the real estate agents, you have to be co-branded with a lender. We actually pay a pretty significant fee to have this, and it's either free or very inexpensive for agents to basically tack onto it. So it's the agent up top and then the loan officer's branded down below. So if they do have like financing questions, they can reach out to us, but we don't actually get any of that data. It's all on your end. We don't see it. It's only if they decide to reach out about a refinance, for example, that's when it comes up. But then you just click this link, see your value. And this is the kind of the whole report that comes through. So, and the cool thing is, so you'll be up at the top. If they want to add a home, they can. It'll then give me some like my mortgage information over here. If I want to click on that, I can do that's weird. Yeah, so it'll show like any past mortgages you might have had, for example. But the other cool thing is if I want to tune this value, when I click this box, it's actually going to send Steve an email and say, so it's trying to get ahead of people looking for a CMA on their property, and it will send you this information. So it gives you additional touch points. So while it's kind of, I've noticed it's a little bit more accurate than Zillow. Zillow is like always high for some reason. But I can go in here and I can actually go ahead and I can say, actually, I think it's worth 720, right? The market's crazy. Oh, let's see. I have to do 720 and then I have to check this little box and then hit continue. And okay, it might start asking me about certain things that I have. Cool. I don't really want to go through all that, but anyway, it will, yeah, so I didn't finish it up. But so you can actually tune this value. And then Steve is going to get a text and an email saying, I'm requesting a CMA from him. So if I want to get on top of it and just reach out preemptively and just run a quick scenario and say, actually, I think your home is worth this much. A lot of times they're going to say, holy cow, I didn't realize I had that much equity in my townhome. Maybe I could go buy a single family, right? So it does kind of depend on what market it is for you. But I get a lot of referrals from this, to be honest, from people who are, I got your email, I absolutely loved it, and they just want more information about it. So the other cool thing is it calculates your net worth for the property based on the mortgage information. And they basically self-report this mortgage information. They don't have to, like you're not gonna have that information. It's pretty much the information you put in. It's just name, email, address, and it figures the rest of it out. And then it will tell me, how much I've paid so far to principal towards interest. So it actually gives you realistic numbers on this. Total amount of interest. Okay, if a refinance made sense, and it'll go through a couple of different options, right? And what benefits there are. And these aren't necessarily 100% accurate rates. They're just kind of market, kind of the average in the market today. And so typically it's a little bit on the conservative side for rates as well. In case someone wanted to reach out, we're not setting their expectations way too low on rates, or way, better than they should be for interest rates. The other cool thing is a little bit lower is where you start getting into calculators. So if I decided I wanted to pay an extra $700 per month, right, it would save me $78,000 in interest, right? So it starts to give your clients a little bit more information about their home, something that honestly, even on the loan side, I've never actually given clients this information. It's just they've never asked for it, so I never did, right? And so this is one of the really cool things where even after the loan, they can still get more information about it. And it's not that they have to refinance to save this money, they just pay extra principal, right? So it gives them more information. Another weird calculator, if you rented like a room or two on Airbnb, just what if scenario type thing, it's so weird. I see people playing around on this at like 3 in the morning for like an hour. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah. And then just at the bottom is where we would be branded, just because we have to split the, with RESPA and everything. We have to make sure that we're branded since we're paying towards it as well. But most of the time people don't really scroll all the way down to the bottom. It's usually just very top. And this is where your face would end up being. On the buyer side, and I know Nina does need to leave here pretty quick, so I want to give her a minute in case anybody that has any specific questions. But I'll show you the buyer's end really quickly as well. I'll give her a couple minutes to see if anyone has any specific questions for her. Nina?
Hi, guys. I apologize. You'll all appreciate this story if you can hear the noise in the background. So my journey with Homebot outside of working for Homebot, and I'm telling you this as a homeowner so you can understand the power of it for your clients, is that it gets people really understanding how to build wealth through home ownership. So you can hear a buzzsaw in the background because we're renovating a home that we just bought. But the reason why we bought this home is because we saw the value of our old home go up so much with Homebot over the years, and especially in the last year and a half, what we've all experienced with this real estate market. It is hog wild out there. And so my husband and I always said, hey, if our Homebot value ever gets to be X amount at the last house we had, we'd be crazy not to sell. Actually, my first inclination when rates dropped, with the start of the pandemic was to refinance my house. And I called my loan officer and, right by him, he said, well, what are your real goals? What do you think? And I said, I don't know. We're going to be in this house for maybe 3-5 more years. And he was like, well, it might not be worth it. Now might be the time to buy. And all of a sudden, not even a year later, I had bought another house. And now I'm pulling equity out of this house to remodel this house. So you can see for your clients, this just teaches people what to do with their real estate. So as Braxton mentioned, and he did an awesome job going through the report, it's a monthly email. Your clients get it from you. It's a value add. It gets them thinking. It gets them engaged. Even for the people that aren't necessarily calling you or emailing you through Homebot, you'll be able to see in your management side of the system what they're looking at. So it's a great reminder of your clients back to you to say, wow, you know what? I haven't talked to Shane in a while. I'm going to go ahead and give them a call and just check in and see how they're doing. But you never know what somebody's thinking about if they're actually playing around with the product. And it doesn't hurt to just make it a nice, natural, organic touch point and just say, hey, just checking in and seeing what's going on. So great report. They get it monthly. It gets them thinking on a homeowner as to what their options are. Braxton will go into the buyer side here in a second because not everybody owns a home yet, but you can stay connected to the people that also want to be a homeowner or people that are looking to move. 2/3 of people buying houses already own a house. So great way to capitalize on your already existing homeowners. But while I'm here, does anybody have any questions about Homebot, whether you are using it or aren't using it? I'm happy to address those, and I can go a little over if we need to.
I had a quick question. I noticed on there's some videos that you can click on that have been pre-made by Homebot. Can a realtor redo those and put them
Absolutely.
custom? And how do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So video is so powerful. People would much rather watch a video to learn something than read something. And even though we're very engaging, if you put a personalized video in there, it takes it to the next level. So there are a couple of ways to do that, Jeff. We do have some, what's the word I'm looking for? Created. Yeah, pre-made. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so we have pre-made content already in there for a couple of topics, but you can always override them with a personal video, either through BombBomb, through Wistia, through PitchHub, or YouTube. So if you don't have BombBomb, Wistia, PitchHub, and you want to go the free route, take a video on your phone, upload it to YouTube, put that URL into your Homebot account, the video shows up right away.
It's pretty slick, honestly. It's,
yeah. I have a question. Yeah. So are people like letting their SOI know, hey, this is coming, or are realtors just sending it out?
Yeah, absolutely. So it is an opt-out service. So you would import your clients into Homebot as soon as you get your account set up. The first thing that they receive is a welcome email. You can customize that welcome email in Homebot, but it's just a quick email, Suzanne, that says, hey, Nina here, I set you up on a product called Homebot. You're going to get a monthly email from me. This is what it tracks. Of course, it lets them know if you don't want it, you can unsubscribe. Our unsubscribe rate nationwide is under 2%. People don't unsubscribe from Homebot. They absolutely love it. So they get that welcome email first. And then 24 hours after that welcome email is when they get that first email that Braxton showed you in the beginning that says your home report has been updated. If you want to put a welcome video into Homebot as well, the very first time they actually open up the report, a video of you could pop up with you just saying, hey, I'm so excited you're looking at your report. This is what it's going to do. Call me with questions. Short, sweet, simple.
Yeah, and just so you know, when I first uploaded all of my clients into Homebot, I think I had like 300 or 400 names that I just threw in there, and the immediate response that I got, and then they kind of, I've noticed they stagger the emails, so it's not all at once. So they might do 100 at once, 100 the next week, and then 100 the week after. So otherwise I would have died. But literally the first week, everyone was like, I love this. This is amazing. And then a week later, everyone was saying the same thing. And so I think the first month that I had it, I probably got 15 emails back, and they just responded to the email. Just, I love this. This is awesome. I didn't have one negative response. And then on top of that, I obviously had people reaching out on top of that for, hey, should I refinance? Hey, I'm actually looking at a new construction house right now. Can I get a pre-approval letter? Right. And so literally immediately people were reaching out. So it was a pretty much immediate return on my money. So I was happy.
I think everybody wants a Zestimate, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so this is like their way to get this Zestimate without having to ask a realtor to do a CMA, because sometimes everybody wants to know their value. I want to know my value, and I'm a freaking realtor. I want to know what, and if it sends it to me every month, it's like, oh, that's good to know. Oh, that's good to know. So,
well,
I think this is such a value to our clients.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, I'm in the industry. I open mine up every single month. like Jen said, I know this stuff, but I still like to look at it for some reason. So I don't get it. I don't know how you guys get the click rate that high, but it's good work, Nina.
I'm with you guys. I work for Homebot, and I get my report from like 50 different people in my office. And every time I get it, I'm like, what is it? And I just looked at it 2 hours ago from somebody else, right? There's just something about your own home. It's the largest asset you own. It's your money. People want to know, so they look at it.
Yeah, way more than they want to see our newsletters. Right?
Seriously. Or recipes, right?
Before I hop off, I saw a gentleman, I think Wendell might have had a question.
Yeah, I just have a question about, is there a feature that first-time home buyers could look at or to use that can give them some calculation information on, potentially buying something or a product?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great segue into Homebot for buyers that Braxton's going to show you all right now. Of how to work with, everybody. It's not just about homeowners. It's about anybody that wants to become a homeowner as well. So if you all ever need any information, please do not hesitate to reach out to us as well. Let me just put in the email real fast here, sales@homebot.ai. If you don't have Homebot yet and you wanted to learn more about it as well, just from an agent perspective, again, Braxton, he does a phenomenal job of explaining it. And so I think you guys are getting a tremendous overview, but we've got tons of resources on our website. We also have a great education center for you. So if you are already on Homebot and you haven't ever been to our agent learning center, I'm just going to put this link in here for you as well. And don't hesitate to just let us know what we can continue to do to help you all grow your business. But I really appreciate you having me on. This is fun.
Thanks, Nina. Yeah.
Could I ask one
you guys
question?
should probably get me a job because I talk
I know.
you guys up way too much.
Well,
So-
I literally we just hired 2 new people on my team, and I was like, I should hire Braxton.
Yeah, seriously. Was that you, Jeff, asking a question?
It was me.
Oh.
Am I?
Yeah,
Can you
I can
hear
hear you. I just can't
Okay,
see you.
awesome.
There you are. Okay. Yep.
This might have been answered already. I was having some audio issues. So a lot of times we tell our clients, they're going on to Zillow to find out their home value, and we're telling them, no, Zillow doesn't know how to do it. All the auto value generated stuff. Like, no, you need me to tell you what the value of your house is.
Definitely.
So now sending out an auto-generated value, maybe walk me through this as far as how we can, as realtors, justify or kind of explain to our clients that no, this one is different and this is the purpose of it. I get it in just that we're starting the conversation a little bit and getting them to start thinking about it. But I'm curious how it compares and what we could be telling clients.
When I go over the like what we view when we're in Homebot, you can actually go in and just double check the values as well. Because like new construction, honestly, new construction it has a hard time with, just because looking at like that's land that's worth 50 grand, right? But it doesn't know there was a house built yet.
Right.
And so we can actually go through and alter those values to what it should be. And you can actually give it a range. So you're not just telling someone an exact number, you can give it a range.
Yeah.
And so that way we're still sending out correct info, because again, it's an automatic, like you said, it's one of these automated valuation models, and it's not perfect by any means, right? But it allows us to go back in and tweak those values.
Thank you.
Did I answer that right, Nina?
Yeah, you did an awesome job. Is everybody here in Utah that's on the call?
I'm in Texas.
You're in okay, well, Texas as
10%.
well. Okay, so just a quick word to the wise, a hot tip for you guys being on the call. If you're in a non-disclosure state, Utah, Texas, you're a little bit more subject to the data that's given to you, and it's a little bit harder to pull that data. We feel really confident, Seth, in our home values. We get them through Black Knight. They do a really good job at it. We like to use a conservative model because we want to get your clients coming back to you to talk about it. We don't want to overpromise and underdeliver and say you live in $1 million house when they may not.
Right.
So what we do in a non-disclosure state as well is there's a little disclaimer that pops off by that home value that lets the consumer know, hey, you live in a state, Texas, that limits our ability to pull data. If you really don't agree with this value, come talk to me. So it encourages your clients to come back to you. In your client import list, if you live in a non-disclosure state, we don't require, but we highly recommend including the sold price and the appraisal value. And if those numbers happen to be higher than what Homebot thinks the house is worth, we will default to your higher values, because you may have just sold somebody a house for $500,000, and if Homebot thinks it's worth $475, but you told us the sold price was $500, we'll default to $500.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, I am gonna hop now though, but
okay.
You guys are awesome. Braxton, thank you for having me on. Hope to do more of these with you in the future. It was nice to meet everybody.
Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Nina.
Bye.
All right, so I was going to go into the, let me share this really fast. There we go. I was going to go ahead and go into the buyer side. Okay, so even if you set up clients on on the seller side, right? So it's their actual home. You can still, or they can still play around with this and actually request to be added to this buying report, and it'll just automatically add them onto it. And the other cool thing is it has this markets tab as well. Like I said, I literally see people playing around with this at like 2 a.m. for like a half hour, and they're just like looking at different areas. And so this is what's really cool, where buyers can actually start going through, and there's kind of calculators based on this. I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry, I was trying to click on Harriman. But it'll give you like a specific market temperature. It will say, okay, it's a strong seller's market, obviously, right? And it'll say based on the price range that I've set, which I think I set at like 450, for example. Average bedrooms, 4.5, basically, 3 bathrooms and 3,000 square feet based on that 450,000. Okay. But if I want to move it to, let's just go down to not Vineyard. Let's do like, I don't know. Does anyone have a specific area they want to see?
Pleasant Grove.
Pleasant Grove, that's easy. It's right here. So if I click on this area, all right, obviously strong seller market at that 450 range. 5 homes in this price point, and selling around 9 days. So it'll actually show them how fast they're going, which is a cool thing, because a lot of our buyers right now are, we'll tell them, hey, we just saw this this listing come up. We should go see it this weekend, right? And they're like, oh, I'm busy this weekend. Can I see it like next Tuesday? It's like, no, it's going to be gone. That's not worth our time, right? So it's kind of tough, but this helps establish that credibility that homes are selling very fast. And if they want to change their price range, right? If I want to change it to, you know, 550, right? Just see what happens. And kind of the same numbers, but it'll tell me a little bit more that I can get qualified for, a little bit more square footage. The really cool thing, I have not activated this feature yet on my own. This probably would have been a good one for Nina to be on here, but there's actually now a box right here that will take you to a different link that's kind of like a Zillow, but you're branded 100% everywhere. And so it's, instead of them going to Zillow to search for homes, they can actually start searching for homes within Homebot as well. So I haven't dialed in that feature yet. They literally rolled it out like last week. Like Jeff actually is the one who told me about it because he was playing around with it. So that's a super cool feature. I haven't dialed that in yet. So I'll always be doing more of these in the future.
Yeah, so if you could if you could find that out, because I've been working on that, and it seems like I don't know if they're pulling it straight from the MLS.
They are.
Are they? Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
I kept switching back and forth, checking Realtor.com, and everything that I saw on Homebot seems like it was everything that was out there. So
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that if they're looking on Homebot, they're getting the full story. If they are, that's beautiful. Then the realtor can tell them, hey, you don't have to worry about getting all this weird stuff coming to you, because it's just, you know, it's contained within Homebot. So that's really cool, I think. So
yeah, that's one that, yeah, I need to look into that a little bit more, because they're always coming out with cool features like that. And then the last one is, you know, how long is it going to take for me to actually buy? So your buyers who are dragging their feet, if you throw them in here and they see this, it helps them start moving a little bit faster. Then it gives them a buying report. So those markets that I favorited, right, it'll start giving me some more information on those specific markets. And, you know, I can explore some more markets. I can start looking, you know, if I click this and say, I want to look at new construction, it will then send you a text and an email saying, you know, Braxton is now looking at new construction communities. You should probably reach out, right? Because we all know if they go to a model home without you, you're not getting your commission. So it's really helpful to have that note. And yeah, on that, just a bunch of additional information, you know, average interest rates, kind of what they've been doing. And yeah, if they wanted to rent out their current home or their future home, they can start getting that information as well. So this is kind of the client side. Does anybody, I know that's a lot, sorry. Does anybody have any questions on the client side of this, what it looks like? Okay. If not, then I'm going to go ahead and show you all the, what's the link? Here it is. The, like what our view looks like, okay? And part of this will start going into like how to upload your database, that kind of stuff. And if you ever have questions or you need somebody to like manipulate your data so it fits the, you know, you have the Excel sheet set up correctly, just let us know. Like we're happy to help with that. So, oh yeah, so I just had a bunch go out, I think today or yesterday. And so my home opens are a little bit low right now just because it just went out and people haven't been playing around with it yet. So 250 go out, and of that 70% open rate, and half of those people actually click into it and start playing around with it every single month. Okay. And the buyers, I need to do a better job sending these out. But same thing, 73% are opening it every single month, which is crazy. And then 19% are actually like really, you know, messing around with it. And it'll give you like some more details if you want to, you know, if there's any issues like new construction homes, I have to circle back to them. But the really cool thing for you guys is it shows you this activity feed, okay? So you can see if I put a buyer in there 2 months ago and they just ghosted me, if I see them in this activity feed, I know that I need to reach out, right? They're actually interested again, so I need to find a way to motivate them. Also shows, okay, Shane Miller tuned his value, requested a CMA, he viewed his house, cool. Let's look at one. It'll tell you some that are like really active. It'll actually tell you that this person's been really active about their house. So yeah, this person viewed their home a bunch, homes market. But yeah, you guys kind of get the point of this to where you can start. Oh yeah, see, viewed home 4 times, right, in the last 30 days. So they're basically trying to figure out, okay, what's going on here? You might want to reach out to Solomon. And so it's just giving you additional information for, if you should be looking into these people or contacting them. So it's trying to get you to reach out to them before they decide that they're even looking to move, for example. So that's on our side. To actually add in like an individual, if you want to do them one by one, you'd hit this add client box, and then you just add in their information. It's pretty easy. I would always put in the home information unless it's just a buyer lead. And then obviously you can add it as a buyer profile as well. Super easy if you want to do these one by one. The biggest thing for me, because I have a lot of clients that I have to throw in there, is doing them in bulk. So this is where there's actually some templates you can download, but for the most part, you can actually just, wherever you keep all of your names, if it's a Google sheet, all you really need to do is grab, okay, in this case, first name, last name, email address, and then property address. If you set that up, all you do, you actually just drop it into this little file upload box, right? It'll go to Homebot, and they will actually have somebody on their end that will actually do it's probably a robot, but we'll just say it's somebody. Somebody will actually go through and add all of that data in there for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So pretty slick. If there's any specific leads that I need to reach out to, for example, I can go through there. The one thing that I really like is there's on the share screen, you can actually share this on social media. You can add it to your website, for example. So like on the Luneta Home Loans website, I actually have a little widget on that website for Homebot, and it just says like, what's your home value? You can share it on social media, and there's like some templated stuff that you basically just share the link. It's like a little box that says, what's your home worth? And then they just click on that. They can go through the, add in their address, add in their information, it'll throw it in. So there's some pretty slick ways to actually share this. And there's some more, there's some better information on Homebot's website as well as what Nina would do on how to really maximize the new people coming through on Homebot. The value for me is in my old clients. That's where my value comes in. So anybody, and if you want to like customize anything, there's a whole screen for, like integrations it has. If any of you use like BombBomb, for example, I don't. I'm pretty basic. I don't use this to its full feature. I just basically everything that's in there, it's basically just to keep me in touch with my clients. That's really what I use it for. So does anybody, and I was going to show you guys what it looks like. So if I go to homeowners, let's just say I look at Sean Accord in here. If I think his value is a little bit different, I can actually hop in here and enter a new value. Okay. So you can go in here and manually update each one if you think it's wrong. You can update, property facts, which will help pull that value correctly. And then if they have a spouse on this, you can actually go ahead and add them as well. Okay. So, and you can always see their whole history of everything that's been going out for them. So it's pretty slick once you're in here, and you can actually preview what it'll look like as well before it goes out if you just want to see. There we go. Yep, so that's what it looks like. Has all their mortgage info. It's kind of the same stuff that we went over earlier. Just, it's me this time. And yeah, I mean, it'll say, it'll actually have a link here to share it as well with, other people. So it's pretty, I've had a few random people show up just because people shared it. But does anybody have questions on the, like, what are, and like when we add clients, and we can go into it a little bit more just once we're finished up with the little slideshow.
I just had a question about uploading. Did you say you could take like a spreadsheet and upload it?
Yep, exactly. So if you go into this add client, and then I like this add clients in bulk. It only takes Excel sheets. So if you don't have that information in an Excel sheet, or you just have it on like a notepad, there's actually a way to download this template, and you can throw it in here. But if you have like a CRM or you're using like Google Sheets or something like that, like I literally, where's mine? Let's find mine. Before I was using Homebot, this is what I used. This is literally what I used. So it's kind of a cluster. So if any of you have spreadsheets like this, all you need to do is just delete the non-relevant information, right? So I would just delete, this info. I would keep, no, I'd actually delete that. I'd just basically find the information that's actually relevant, save it, and then all I would do is I would just save it to my computer and then drag and drop into this file section.
Oh, awesome. So is there a certain way that it has to be formatted? Like, does it have to be first name, last name, email address?
It doesn't matter the order as long as it's there. But I remember on mine, if you look, mine, I didn't separate the names. Mine was last name, then first name. I think they figured it out, if I remember right, or maybe I had one of my assistants do it for me, and just separate it. But if you have a way to separate it into 2 different columns, it is better. If anybody has any data that has to be like separated out, and let's say you have issues with Homebot, like doing that for you, just let me know. Like I have assistants who are, wanting money and they want work. And so well, I'm more than happy to pay them to actually go through and like separate the data for you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
So, sorry?
I don't know if I missed it, but how do we get this? Like,
so yes, good question. So I know a lot of the loan officers have sent out links directly. Maybe what we'll do, if there's anybody, I don't have everyone's email. Maybe what we'll do is send me or Jen a quick email and just say, I want Homebot, can you send me a link? And then basically what we'll do is we'll just find a loan officer, like let's say Jeff. Jeff has Homebot, right? Janelle, I think she's also on the call. She has Homebot as well. But we want to make sure that it's somebody that's like in your market. So if you work a lot in Spanish Fork, I'm probably not going to have a loan officer up in Ogden send you that information, right? We still want to make sure it's somewhat relevant for you. And so we'll just start making sure we're matching personalities, that kind of stuff, because you would be tied to that one loan officer. And again, let's say if it was tied to Jeff, you're not going to see Jeff's clients, Jeff's not going to see your clients. But if one of Jeff's clients asks for a CMA, it's going to go to you. If one of your clients asks about a refi, it will then notify Jeff, but it doesn't give us any other information on that. So we can't like go in and just like start calling people. That's not the purpose. Literally the purpose is, I mean, I pull like 5 or 6 deals a month from this. It's paid for itself for like the next 40 years. If we can help you guys get even a small fraction of that success, honestly, for us, we'd love to do those loans, but in reality, if everybody grows with it, I'm happy, right? I would like to see not only Luneta succeed, but I also want to see everyone within Presidio succeed as well. So that's part of the reason we're doing this. And the reality is not a lot of agents know that this is out there, and it's a huge tool for my business.
so would I need to get it from Paul if he were to be?
Yep. Yeah. So if Paul has like a link that he sent you, just click that link. And that's the other thing. Sorry, I forgot to mention. So, where is my slideshow? Right here. Where is it? Okay, we did that. I'll go through that in a second. But so the pricing, just so everybody knows what it looks like. So the first 25 clients are free if you're set up on what's called freemium. Okay, so if it asks you to pay, then we mess something up, because it should allow you to test it out for the first 25 clients. And if you absolutely hate it, you don't want to use it again, no worries, you didn't have to pay anything for it. I also have a code to waive this setup fee. I will find it, and then I'll go ahead and find that setup fee, and I'll throw it in the chat really quick. I can't remember what it was. Jen, do you remember what it was? It was like ISR. I think it was
Totally don't
ISR.
remember.
I think it was ISR 50 off. I'll find it really quick. Don't pay the setup fee. Nina hooked us up, so she's given all of Presidio agents that waived setup fee for us. And then, yeah, I mean, if you do end up liking it and you go over that 25, you get up to 500 clients, and then it's just 25 bucks a month after that. So pretty inexpensive considering Evie got 2 listings from it. So it pays for itself easily. Okay, and then I'll touch on this really quick. I kind of touched on this. If you guys are doing a lot of open houses, or that's kind of your market, you're getting a lot of traffic, and they don't have agents, good way, or don't currently have buyers agents, or you just want to show them houses, right? You can actually share this link at open houses. That'd be great. And then share the link on social media, and then also on your website. Again, there's like a way to embed a widget in there, or just make it a web page. So there's that like bar where they can add in their address. I haven't gotten a bunch. I don't get a lot of traffic on our website. I think I've maybe had 2 or 3 people put their information in, so nothing crazy. But again, it's another 2 or 3 opportunities I didn't have without it. And I think that was pretty much it. So does anybody have specific questions, want me to walk you through anything on there? But otherwise, my plan was, if you guys are getting, if there's anyone signing up right now, I can just sit on, we can just sit on the call, and if you have issues like uploading that information, because I know there's a couple of agents on here that did have issues with that. So if you do, we can just walk through that really quick. If you're tech savvy, it's pretty easy. So not to say the other agents are not tech savvy, but it's not super hard. So, but that's what we're here for, right?
So I got a question. Is there an app for the agents to be able to access some of this information?
Not like on your phone. It's all web-based, but it does work on your cell phone. So once you sign up, it'll be at a very specific web page. And you can still do all the same stuff on your phone that you could on your computer.
Okay.
Hey, Braxton, the code I have that I sent to my people was 50 off. Tell me
it's
that's
just
right.
50 off.
Yeah, 50
It should be.
OFF. 50.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if there was an ISR ahead of it. So
yeah.
Cool. And if that code doesn't work, they change their codes all the time, so I can just get a new one from Nina. She gave that to me a couple days ago, so it should work. And it actually was the same one that Janelle used. So
Braxton, is there a like if someone were to sign up without a lender, it's far more expensive, right? I just want to make sure they understand Luneta is sponsoring us.
Yeah, it's not possible actually. So Luneta Luneta pays about $200 to $300 per loan officer to have this. Okay, and a lot of that is honestly, it's covering the majority of the cost, because like $25 per agent is not, like, Homebot doesn't make money off of that.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just something to cover the cost of Black Knight to actually run that data for them. That's really all it is. Where they actually make their money is off of loan officers, and so they don't actually allow agents to sign up individually. So it has to be tied to some sort of lender co-sponsor, because that's where a good chunk of the data is actually coming from.
Super cool that you guys would bring this to us. We're so excited. I uploaded my entire database into it. I cannot wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm telling you, once it starts going, it's weird at first to start realizing like people are just responding to those emails and like, yeah, I'm looking at buying a house. And it's weird because it literally hits your inbox and you're just like, oh, I didn't have to do anything. Right? So I love it. Again, if I did not close another deal from it for the next 80 years, I would break even. So I've literally run the numbers. So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So maybe would you say that we need to connect to one of the lenders? And I'm not sure I know all the lenders. How do we go about that?
Send me a quick email, and I put it in the chat, but I'll also throw it up on the screen really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Let me find it really fast. So this is my email. So, and you can either email me or you can also email Jen. And we'll just make sure, because we have to have an individual loan officer send this link out. And we just want to make sure that the people who are going to mesh and, you know, I don't want somebody branded on your Homebot that you hate. So we want to, and all of our loan officers are really good, but we want to make sure it's somebody that would actually help you grow your business rather than just try and get leads off of it, right? We want to make sure it's a two-way street. So, you know, we want to make sure we're helping you guys out.
Awesome.
You.
So quick question again. I'm sorry if this is a dumb
No, you're good. All the questions.
question. So in that spreadsheet or sheets that we download, in order for them to get like pricing on their home, we need their home address, right? Is that for sellers and buyers? We would need their address?
Just seller, or yeah, just homeowners. So it's homeowners or buyers. So you only need the address for homeowners. I think there might be a way to set it up without it, and then they just, you know, you can invite them to Homebot directly, and then they can go in and add their address and add all that information. But I think that's only within the website. To do the Excel bulk upload, you need that address for the homeowners. But all of the buyers, it's just name and email.
So on that note, do you put them all in the same place? I mean, it says add homeowner. Is that where you're going to add your client if he's not a homeowner?
There will be a separate portion for buyers. So if
Got it. Okay.
Yep. So you'll have, it'll look just like this. You'll have two different sections. Actually, you might be able to do, I would do two separate ones if you're able to. If not, I might just find a way to differentiate the two. And honestly, if there's no addresses, they should understand to just do it as a buyer profile. But yeah, I mean, you just drag and drop it into the same bucket, and I think they just figure it out on their end. Again, probably a robot. We'll just say it's a human just for fun, but let's not kid ourselves. It's a robot. So, but yeah, it'll get it figured out. And if there are issues, again, reach out to us, reach out to Nina. I'm telling you, like Nina's awesome. She always helps me out with this stuff.
Thank you.
Yep.
I have a question.
Okay. Yep.
So say we're doing a mailer for our clients. Is there a way to put a QR code on that mailer to take them straight to Homebot to see their home value?
I think what you'd end up needing to do is if you hit the share link and grab, let's say, you know, if it was homeowner lead, so there's like two different links. It doesn't really matter too much. Like they can still navigate through it.
Yeah.
I would copy this and then go to, where is it? You just Google QR code generator. This is what I do. And I just, yeah, so I don't think it's within Homebot to do that, but you can still create it.
Cool. Okay. Does there need to be a separate QR code for each contact, or is it just like a mass?
It's a mass, yeah. So it's just one generic link, and that's your Homebot link. So if I pull it up on Safari, because it doesn't know me on Safari, because I never use it. Yep. So it just gives me this like landing page essentially, and so then I can go ahead and put in, you know, my address, and then it'll give me a suggestion. Yep, there it is. Go ahead and click that, and then it just starts pulling me into like inputting some information. So
Awesome.
And yeah, and it'll give you a rough estimate, and then if they want more information on this, that's when they actually put in their email address, and then it sets them up an account.
Okay.
So yeah,
Thank you.
that's a good question. Yeah, great question.
How would that link back to like the person that gave them the QR code though? Would it?
It will, yeah. So if you see right here, so it's a generic page for you specifically. So if you see this one that I pulled on my account, it's branded with me.
Okay, so it would, okay, when you said generic, I thought like any.
Oh, sorry. my terminology is not. I'm not a tech guy at all. That's why I keep making fun of these robots who do it, because I don't know anything about tech. So we'll say personalized generic. How about that? Is that accurate?
That makes more sense. Yeah.
Cool.
One more question for me. You said that there's custom emails, so we can personalize that. So it's not just a written pre-scripted email. You can personalize it per client.
So if I remember, Nina was talking about this. I've never played around with it because I just like to set it and forget it. I don't like to deal with it. So, but I know there's a way to, let's see. Let me find it. Oh, it's an add client. So if you hit add client, add a specific one. And you know what? I don't think it's in here. I think it's in bulk. No. Customize, that's where it's at. So it's in customize. There's ways to add videos within this. If we look here. Oh yeah, here we go. So if you go into videos, it just embeds your video. You can record, and you can do it on your phone, on your laptop. And so you just save it in here, and it'll actually give you some templates as well for like what you should say. So homeowner intro, I could just record it really quick and just say, you know, this is who I am, right? Or they probably know you already, but you can say, try this super cool home tool. It's really going to help you out. I'm gonna mute you, Becky. Sorry, you had some weird feedback. Yeah, but you can go through here and start adding like any videos you need, and it will, or it should pull up at specific phases of the process. Okay. And one other thing I actually forgot to show you guys is if you go to Homebot's website, hopefully it'll work. There we go. There's actually they have a ton of resources for you for ways to actually maximize this. So again, if you use it like me, again, it pays for itself, easy. But if you really want to start maximizing this and leveraging your business around this, there's a way to actually go in here and, oh, it's in resources. Resources, training for agents. And then it gives you, there's like a whole miniature community type thing within this. And there's even like Facebook groups on this stuff of like, what are other agents doing? But you can start playing around with this and just see, you know, okay, what are some best practices? And it gives me a slideshow, I guess. So I've never played around with this, so this is fun. But it'll start giving you some ideas of, okay, if you're looking at your activity monitor, if you're looking at, you know, sharing this link as well. Let's see, lead capture pages, creating content, and part of that's like through video, but also sharing it other places. So you can start playing around with this quite a bit. You can run like some Facebook ads with it. Yeah. Oh, and you can also use this to farm neighborhoods. I don't know how often people do that anymore, but you could utilize Homebot to help out with that. And then obviously just those CMAs we kind of went through, personalized follow-up. So it's kind of with the videos. And yeah, there's a lot of information on here though. Yep, Becky.
Okay, so I was just playing around with it, and can you hear me?
Yep, I can.
Okay, and I put my own name and address in, and it came up and said under buyer profile, just say for instance, I was a buyer. It said this feature is currently disabled on your account. Unlock the buyer experience when you connect with the lender co-sponsor. So yeah. I thought I was with Travis, because Travis is the one that sent me the link. Does that make sense?
Or Trevor?
Oh, I'm sorry, Trevor.
Oh, I'll have to ask him about that, because if he just sent you the link, are you saying that you signed up as a home owner?
Well, I signed in on the link with Trevor that,
Okay.
you know, and so now I thought as my first client, I'm just going to put myself in
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
to play around. And I noticed that it said what I just told you. So I thought if I add other buyers, is it going to not work because it doesn't think I'm being co-sponsored by you guys?
It should work.
Anyway, I'll play with it and I'll ask you guys on Monday when in the office.
Yeah, let me, don't look at all my tabs. I know I have too many tabs. Oh, that's a different one. I think I had a screenshot somewhere on here. I believe it should let you use that that buyer profile as well. It should let you do that.
I doubt that it would let me sign in if I wasn't being sponsored by you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I'll go ahead
All
and
right.
email Nina that. That's a good question. I'll email Nina that and I'll just copy you on there. If I remember your email, I'll
Well,
look
it's
for it.
okay. Really, I'll play around with it over the weekend. And then Monday, if I still have a problem, I'll just talk to you guys at the office.
Yeah, I'll say, Becky,
Okay, thanks.
buyer profile not working. Yeah, we'll get that figured out for you.
Okay.
So on that same note, does it show us somewhere on our account who we signed up through?
Yes, it will. So you'll know who it is. It's not going to be some mysterious person. And again, it'll be good because, you know, you can always, if you want to like maximize stuff, like we're working on a couple of things through Luneta specifically that could help with it. But if you ever need someone to like run some numbers for like a pre-approval, they can actually request that through Homebot specifically if they are. And the goal with that is if someone comes through there and someone's looking for a refinance, for example, or they're, you know, let's say they said, I actually did have this scenario. Someone reached out to me and said, I want to take cash out so that I can buy another property. It was really nice because I was only notified of the cash out. The agent was not notified that they wanted to do the refi. But what I did is I then circled back and I sent it back to that same agent and they ended up getting a purchase out of it, right? Because they were looking to buy, you know, they were going to rent out their current home and then buy a new home. So it allowed me to then pass that bill back to the realtor.
Let's see, I can't find, can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, so I did sign up and I just don't know where to look for my sponsor, I guess.
Oh, gotcha. Let me enable this. If you want to share your screen, it's a little green button.
Yep, hold on.
Cool. I'm going to sit down because my legs hurt because I sit in the office all day. So if you look at co-sponsor, yeah, click on that. Yep. Yep. So you have Jenny. Yep. Okay. And if you scroll down, yep, right there, it should have all of Jenny's info. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's an easy one. No worries. Any other questions from anybody? I think I didn't want this to go over an hour and I'm doing pretty bad at it. So
I know I have a bunch, but it would take another 3 hours. That's the truth.
Yeah, but you can ask questions all day long. That's literally my job.
But, no, I think
so
I
if
will
we're
play
done,
around with it before I got into questions. So
yeah, for
thank
sure.
you.
Okay. Yeah, we can always hop on a call. Awesome. Well, if anyone has any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm all over the Facebook page. So you can always, if you don't have my number, you can always like PM me on or message me. Is that the word now? Message me on Facebook or just find my number somewhere. So don't hesitate to reach out and we'll make sure that, you know, if it's something that's going to work for your business, we'll get it going. So awesome, guys. Well, I'll let everybody else go if there's no other questions.
Thanks, Braxton. Good stuff.
Thanks. Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys. Let me know if any other questions come up.
Thank you.